It's the weekly apology, Brian. This time it's Xavi Simons' turn to come to the floor. Step right up, Xavi. It's your time to apologise.
During the transfer window, you have the daily poro, the daily this, the daily that. Now you've got the weekly apology.
The weekly apology. I think they should just pre-write them and just schedule them out.
Exactly. They probably do. They probably do. They've all got them down.
It's a different person. Yeah. Next week's your apology, mate.
They just need to attach the image.
Yeah, exactly. He says, mistakes happen. Verge is my captain. I'll never intentionally hurt him or anyone. To my Spurs teammates, my manager and the fans, I take responsibility. I'm really sorry. Fair enough. That's all he can. That's all he can do.
Fair enough.
Look, he made a mistake. He apologised. He's missing 3 games. That's punishment enough, I would say. But it's just a stupid moment from him. But look, it is what it is. Yeah, things happen in football. Spurs Zone says, Vicario did this so many times, and he did this in the last minute when we needed a win and got away with an offside, luckily. He's got to go, blood. This is some examples of Vicario's distribution yesterday. Out of play, just wild swings. I've also noticed with his left foot, horrendous when he swings it. When he panics, he plays out of play. This one here, they've played it back to him. He's on his left foot, just a wild swing up in the air, no distance. That's got to be something they've got to work on, I think.
Well, look, I've said this before. I'll put it out on a tweet. I've said it before. You look at it again. I'll go on recruitment with this, and not just now. Vicario came in under. We had Lloris. When we signed Lloris, the profile of goalkeeper was sweeper keeper, and he was brilliant.
Yep.
Absolutely incredible. Goalkeeping evolved, and it's been playing from the back. Look what Pep did as soon as he came to Manchester City. Joe Hart out the door.
Yeah, Claudio
because it was not that he was any good, but then they got Edison in because he's like, I need a goalkeeper that can play with his feet, and pass it out from the back is a big thing. Why is it we signed Vicario over Raya, but Vicario has got incredible shot-stopping abilities. Incredible, no dispute. Cannot play with the ball at his feet. And then we go and sign Kinski, who is absolutely brilliant with his feet, but his shot-stopping is suspect. It's like, who is the recruitment? The last goalkeeper we had that was both good with their feet and their hands is Paul Robinson. Before, obviously, the England, Croatia. But how hard is it if we're playing if we've got managers that want to play out from the back, and even with Frank, who had Raya, and then he had a Flecken, where long passing was a massive part of what Frank brings to his team. We've got a goalkeeper that cannot do these things. So, whereas Vicario has saved us in games because of his shot stopping, he's let us down because of his distribution, which is a massive part of Frank's game. So why can we not get a goalkeeper that is good with their hands and good with their feet, seeing that that's what modern day football requires nowadays?
Great question, Brian. Well, it looks like they are looking for a new keeper at the moment, so maybe we'll see. Jake Sanders says, everything about Tottenham... No, sorry. This was the Liverpool zones. This was the foul that was given against Jed Spence when he was in on goal. I mean, Bradley just falls over.
Yep, they did that a few times.
He was so frustrated. It's such a promising opportunity, and he just fell over Conor Bradley, and without really much of a intervention from Spence, and the referee decided good enough for a foul, and that was at 0-0 earlier in the game. If we get a moment from there, who knows how the game could have gone.
Agreed.
Jake Sanders says, everything about Tottenham seems a complete waste of time right now, and has done for ages. Closer to 17th than Europe, awful at home, no creativity, lose for fun, concede a bucket, boring football, expensive tickets. Fans have every right to be furious. Complete and utter mess.
Listen, I agree with that, majority.
I think, from Jake.
But I'll tell you one thing I'd like to see now. Obviously, we've spoken about before, and we spoke about in the player ratings. Conceding goals have been a big issue right now in recent games, sorry. And we've said we've had this defence that should be doing a lot better. For me, I don't think there's a coincidence that this has happened since Paulinho hasn't been in the team. I would like to see Paulinho play a few games, and I would say I would pretty much guarantee that we don't concede as many goals. Maybe we're not going to be brilliant passing the ball for which Bentancur offers, But I guarantee you, we're not conceding stupid goals.
You know our record was with this back four last season.
Go on.
Played 16, which is a ridiculously low amount.
Well, no, I'm amazed it's that high.
Yeah, right. Played 16 games, which is all competitions, by the way.
Yep.
16 games, won 12, lost 4, and drew 1. That was our record last season when we had this back four.
Shame we couldn't keep him fit for long enough.
Absolutely. Gideomatic says this Richarlison, since he came on, this is what he felt like. He just felt like he's going to come on and just cause chaos and violence. And
he is chaos.
After he scored that goal, he's pinning Ekitike down.
Yeah.
He's squaring up to Szoboszlai. He was taking no prisoners.
He came on like a man. He came on like a Tasmanian devil, didn't he? It was just like literally he was going to cause chaos and mayhem. And he did, in a positive way.
Just in that hurricane state.
Yeah, just literally just non-stop walking around the pitch.
Pro Tottenham says Matt Wells leaving to go to America. Paratici leaving to go to Fiorentina after only just signing his new contract with Tottenham on October 15th. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see that this club is actually beginning to fall apart. Do you think that's evidence of the club is beginning to fall apart?
Unfortunately, we're never going to know. I mean, right now, wouldn't you have just loved, especially with Levy leaving everything, wouldn't you have loved an all or nothing this season?
Oh, that would be brilliant.
That would have been like the most epic, regardless of where we finished and what we did.
I'd love to see it behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes of this season, look, the way I look at it, Matt Wells, we've seen it before with Mason. These coaches, they will go, if they get an opportunity to become a coach or head coach or manager, whatever to say, a lot of them will take that. Mason has gone and done it. Not just Arteta did it at Manchester City. Other people have done it. And also remember, Matt Wells has got the opportunity to go to America and have a completely different quality of life and live in a different culture. And fair play to him. Like I've said with Frank Lampard going back to Coventry. Obviously, the Premier League was doing him no good, and he realised he needs to go back and get some experience. Fair play to Matt Wells and his family for taking an opportunity that came his way. How many number twos get the opportunity to have a shot? Mate, we lost it with Yaya Toure. We lost it with Scott Parker. This happens in modern day football. So with that, I think now with Paratici, it's not a good look, is it? The optics isn't good. But I've got no qualms with Matt Wells, and I wish him every single success in the future. Hope he enjoys living on the other side of the pond, where I can't wait to get back to. Paratici, we'll wait and see what happens. It's a weird one for me, but the Paratici one for me absolutely stinks.
Yeah.
And it really does stink. It's poor form on the club. It's poor form on Paratici. Unless it is personal reasons, family illness, then fair play. But right now, with what we know, or what we don't know, shall I say, you don't know what you don't know, the optics don't look good. But as for Matt Wells, I'm not putting it in any of this because he's got a chance to become number one. And let's face it, a lot of coaches will take that opportunity because they don't come along very often.
All Things THFC says Romero. He's replying to the stat that Romero has picked up 7 yellow cards. He says Romero in 14 Premier League games has committed 17 fouls this season and has 8 yellow cards. That's some ratio. Yesterday was ridiculous from him, but it'd be nice if he wasn't reffed completely different to the rest of the league. Is Romero's reputation preceding him? Is he refereed differently? Well, I mean, that's 17 fouls and 8 yellows. That's basically a yellow every 2 fouls.
Yeah, I mean, we've had it before with players that are known for diving or whatever. They look, Romero has this reputation, which he's cleaned up recently, but we all know
17 fouls in 14 games isn't a crazy amount, is it? I don't know. Is that's like a foul a game?
No, but I think he's the most booked player in the Premier League this season.
He is. That's his point. Is he reffed differently? Is he getting booked per foul a lot more than everyone else?
But then you look at the type of fouls. Like we said, the Brentford one. Did he get the yellow card for it? And they didn't remove it?
The scissor kick.
Yeah. So he's walked the tightrope on some of them. But I do believe there are some players that get judged on who they are, whether it be for divers or they're aggressive. And maybe I think it's 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. But yesterday he should have had a foul against him or for him for the goal that the second goal. You can't dispute the dissent for you can go and argue with the referee. I was watching a thing, who was it? It was Bruno Fernandes. I watched a thing with Bruno Fernandes, and when the referees are talking to them, Listen, we all know what we think of Bruno Fernandes and whatever. But they keep saying to him, you know why you're getting a bum rap? It's because when you come up, you keep moving your hands and you're so animated. I don't know if you... Can't remember who that was on.
But Rio, I think.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it was Rio. Rio talking. And it's like, because Rio was saying that Alex Ferguson went up to him about him being... And the referee say to him, stop moving your arms around. I'll talk to you fine, but just for TV and optic. And I think Romero went, oh, you can't... Dissent is dissent, isn't it? They know the rules for it. It was a needless yellow card, but it should have been a free kick to us. And the second yellow was a blatant yellow. Blatant yellow for petulance. So yesterday's only got himself to blame, but I do think his reputation is causing an issue and it's already in the ref's mind.
Next up, Luca THFC just says, blimey. And this is the difference between us and relegation right now. Well, look, it's still 9-point gap, but Leeds won, so they're now up to 19 points. So Forest win later, they'll be on what? No. So Forest win later, we're 2 points off 17th.
Yeah, well, what I will say on this...
Oh, my God.
Yeah, listen, but we know, like we said, the inconsistency of the whole Premier League at the moment is a couple of results, you're up there. All I will say is right now, this is December, that does not look good.
That's horrendous.
Tottenham should not be there, granted. And like I said, we should be in the top 10.
Last year, we only got there really right at the end.
Exactly. So that's the thing. Let's look at this table come March and April rather than looking at that right now. Because a couple of wins... And you're right back. You're far away from it. Will we get them? I don't know.
I mean, you might need them more than it. Well, relegate. Look, we're still 9 points away from relegation.
Exactly.
So that's fine. But I'm talking about 17th where we were last year.
Yeah, no. It's listen. Like I said, we should not be there.
If I'm just looking at it now because that's not completely up.
We should not be there.
Forest win. We're 2 points. Wow.
We should not be there.
Didn't realise it was that close. We're 2 points away from 17th, but to get to like 6th at the moment, United are drawing. We are currently 5 points away from 6th. Yeah, it is very tight, isn't it? It is very tight, the league. No context Tottenham with the latest released picture from the Epstein files. Oh dear, when that starts happening. I tell you what, I swear this happening to Graham Potter was like a big part of how he got sacked because they were just memeing him like to death. And all of a sudden he was out the door after a week.
Like I said, there's nothing more I want him to do than stay and prove people wrong. There's nothing more. But I've got to the point now where keep him, sack him, I really couldn't give a crap. Because all that will happen is the next manager that comes in, 6 to 8 months, we'll be in exactly the same position with the fans bickering and moaning about something else and wanting a different manager because that's what we do. That's what we do.
God. Martin says 13th at Christmas. This is how he feels about the situation when realising. Or Martin, it could be 14th. So you best pour yourself another drink, Martin.
Yeah, like I said, let's look at March and April.
Poor Pat. Suffering, great account, says not saying it isn't a red, but that's happened to us multiple times and we've been told there wasn't sufficient force for it to be a red. Talking about Xavi, and that's the frustration, isn't it, from a lot of Tottenham fans who've seen challenges like that not being given, and yet we seem to be penalised for it.
I don't know if you've got it, but Jay put on or retweeted a tweet where it's 4 images of Spurs players
I'm not sure,
having a challenge on them, and not one of them were given a yellow card.
No, I don't know if I have it. Anyway, Owen THFC says Vicario just kicked it straight out for a throw-in and from a goal kick. Sorry, Vicario just kicked it straight out for a throw from a goal kick and got angry at his teammates.
Yeah, mate.
That is so Vicario.
Do you know what? I remember great goalkeepers like Schmeichel and Grobbelaar especially, always having to go at his defenders for no matter what. Maybe it's the rule of a goalkeeper, but when you kick the ball out of touch for a throw-in and you have a go at your outfield players, that's just bonkers.
Absolutely crazy. He needs to stop that, complaining at his players for things that are his fault.
Yeah.
Johnny Blaine says Premier League table between Christmas 24 and Christmas 25 for ever-present teams only. Few teams still to play, of course, and Frank wonders why some fans are a tad annoyed. Not in picture Sunderland, who are 10 points behind from 21 fewer matches. So that is a league table between Christmas to Christmas. So what, 37 points from 38 games? Jesus.
Yep.
We're actually 9 points away from United as well, who are the next one above. Fulham have 12 points more than us. Bloody hell.
It's been, listen, 2025 as a calendar year has been horrific.
Really, yeah.
And again, I'll say this
15th
again
worst
before
team.
people misunderstand. Domestically, 2025 for Tottenham Hotspur has been totally and utterly unacceptable and a total utter shit show.
10 wins, 21 losses, 7 draws. Oof, tough reading that. Tough reading. Maddie says Spurs with just 4 wins in the last 22 home fixtures. Liverpool breaking their jaw.
Yep.
There we go. Got to get a Jake Paulian meme in there. Spurs Army says, good night, Tottenham fans. And there's what we're all thinking after yesterday. That he definitely had a Liverpool shirt under there, didn't he? He was horrific, this referee. Who's the scouser in the black? They were chanting from the stands.
Yeah, but you know what? I think I saw a few things that said this isn't the first time that this ref has been called into question in Liverpool games.
Oh, it doesn't surprise me, does it? With his level of performance yesterday, it was shambolic. It really was. Everything was so soft on Liverpool, and obviously the red cards, not disallowed goals. Also, the stoppage time. I felt there could have been a bit more. I know 9 minutes is a lot, but there were in the 9 minutes you had Romero getting sent off. You had some subs coming on, and I think he added like 30 seconds or something.
Yep.
So like he could have added more.
I still stand by. We should have had a penalty.
And we could add a penalty.
Not could have, should have.
I have to really watch it again. Spurs Watch said this Enoch to Lewis family rebrand still kills me. It's the same people that took us from Champions League finalists to back-to-back bottom half finishes. They just changed the face of it. When was back-to-back bottom half finishes? We haven't had that, have we?
No.
I don't remember back-to-back bottom half.
No, last season was the only season we finished in the bottom half for a long, long time.
Yeah, we haven't had back-to-back bottom half finishes. Anyway, well, unless he's saying this season is going to be a bottom half finishes. Maybe
that's a bit presumptuous, isn't
it? Sooner these lot are gone, the better. Get Vivian and whoever else is running the show out immediately. But they said we're going to spend big in January. If you want a spoiler for the January window, we'll get an average winger from Serie A and a crap left back on loan. The direction of this club has gone since Poch. The direction this club has gone since Poch makes me sick. He's saying the whole Enoch Levy to Lewis thing is just a rebrand.
Yeah, listen.
A lot of people are starting to question it, whether it's something to get behind.
I'm giving it 2 wins. Like I said, I'm standing by it. Look. It has been a rebrand, and no matter what you want to think about, we'll see in January what they mean. No one can judge it or say anything now until January the window shuts. Enoch came in. It was Joe Lewis, Daniel Levy, Donna Cullen, and all the others. Right now, it's Charrington, it's Vinay, it's Paratici at the moment, it's Lange, it's Charlie, it's Vivian. It is complete. It's still the same name as Enoch, or you can change it to the Lewis, whatever you want to do. But this is not the same. Setup that it was when they first came. And listen, I get the scepticism. That's why I've given them 2 windows, and I'm going to be paying very, very close attention to it. But I don't see how we can say nothing's changed when the only way they can prove it is in a transfer window, and we haven't even had a transfer window. If this was said at the end of January, then you got some substance behind it. But until January, the January window's over. I love the Spurs Watch. I speak to him quite a bit. He's a great guy, but I don't buy into that. How can you judge buying players?
The summer was not. They didn't have anything to do with.
I'm saying summer. I mean, the summer was a completely different window, wasn't it, compared to normal? Mm-hmm. Yes, we lost out on Eze. Yes, we lost out on Gibbs White. But we brought players in like Kudus. We brought.
Is that on them or is that on Levy?
Do you know what? I don't know if it's on them or Levy. The way Vinay was talking, they had this. If I remember correctly, they had this kind of structure or what was it called, point scoring, or they had this whatever they were to identify I don't know if Charlie and Vivian were involved in then. I don't know if Daniel Levy was. I don't know who was. But I'm not going to rule Wright ENIC off without giving them the 2 windows. And we can't judge something. We're all talking about what we do in the transfer window. How can you judge it when it hasn't even happened?
All right. Spurs Insider says, we've now got to endure 3 games of Frank ball against low blocks without a creative midfielder. God. Not looking forward to that. So the games he misses are Palace away, Brentford away,
Sunderland at home.
Sunderland at home.
Yep.
Those are 3 games he misses. 3 games which we could... Oh, those are 3 games you don't want him missing as well, those kind of games.
Mate, the biggest scare for me is that Sunderland game. They're flying.
They really are. And I know Palace are not flying, but they're still good. They're still a good team. So I'm still worried about that. Simon Yemene says, Liverpool being awful combined with us giving up despite being down players made for an odd game. With us never giving up despite being down players made for an odd game. Proud of the fans and players for the effort, but the football still feels predictable, boring and unsustainable. I'm left with a simple question. How long can this go on? Yeah, it was an odd game yesterday, and I think there was a lot of positivity you could definitely take from it. But I definitely agree. The football still definitely feels predictable, boring, unsustainable. I definitely feel that, for sure. In terms of how long it can go on, I don't know. It's a good question.
Like I said, January's going to tell a lot about this football club, whether their heart's in Frank, whether this is just been hot air. This club, I believe us as fans, will have a lot more clear indication of what's going on for the future of this football club. When's the window shut? Is it January the 31st, February the 1st?
Something like that, yeah.
Once the window shuts and we see what we're with and if we've attacked it correctly, if we've brought in players for the positions that we need and of quality that come in and not just youth and potential, genuine quality and leadership, then we'll see. I put it this way, if we don't have a good January, let's say we revert to type and buy youth potential.
Would you rather buy youth potential or no one?
Jesus Christ. Well, do you know what? If they do either, ENIC are in a lot of trouble. ENIC are in a lot of trouble, and I'll tell you what, if they do both of that, Frank is in a lot of trouble. If we don't have a good January, I really hope we have brought in a player like a Conor Gallagher. So I'm not talking breaking the bank, like a Conor Gallagher, a Ruben Neves, or like I said, a Rico Henry left back, or a naturally left-sided left back, or a decent Vlahovic, whatever it may be. I think we have one in before the Villa FA Cup game, and I think we need to have one in before the Villa FA Cup game. So it'll give, come the FA Cup, it will give a spring in the steps of Spurs fans of going, right, okay. It's only been open 10 days and we've already made a player that walks into the first team, and maybe the injection that we need, and I hope that this window is going to be more beneficial and successful than others. But if we don't do well in January, I think Frank is in big, big trouble.
Torp says the ref looks heartbroken after having to allow a Tottenham goal. Was looked at for no reason. You got to feel for him. Mate, really got to feel for him.
It's the exact something. Who was
in the tears in his eyes?
Who was the referee in the Aston Villa game? I can't remember the referee. There's the
Mike Dean.
Yeah, that it's the opposite of that, isn't it? It was the opposite of that. Mike, he does. He's like, oh my God, what do I do?
He's like, can't believe it. Gotta have to give this goal. Poor guy. Feel for him. Lily White Rose, a quote from Hugo Ekitike says the fans of Spurs have been unbelievable. They've pushed them, and it was difficult for us. We have our fans. We have our fans also, and they have been great today. When they scored, they were pushing, and it was difficult. It was physical. It was a great war, and we won. But Hugo Ekitike crediting the Tottenham fans for dragging Tottenham back into the game.
Yeah, I mean,
nice here.
I mean, honestly, I've gone on record saying that we've been louder in the Scotland Yard at times than you have been at the home stadium. I've also said I've been at home and grated cheese, and it made it more noise than the Spurs stadium. But yesterday, you can't fault it. Yesterday, like I said, in the second half, you could hear it clear through the headphones that we had there. And for the first time in a losing position, the home crowd really got behind the team and were roaring them on. Wasn't able to get the job done, but yesterday the home fans deserve a huge amount of credit because they've come into criticism, and not just for being quiet. The way that the stadium has been planned, and we haven't got a singing section, so to speak, and everyone's divided from the Shelf and Park Lane, which was the old White Hart Lane's noisy situation. But yesterday they were there and gave it everything, and they couldn't be faulted. I applaud them for their efforts yesterday.
All things THFC just gives a laughing emoji to reacting to Romero's goal that was disallowed against West Ham earlier in the season. That was disallowed, but for some reason Hugo Ekitike's goal was allowed to stand, even though Cole Kabir just fell over. Poseidon says VAR took longer to confirm our goal, looking for anything they could find than they did looking at Ekitike's blatant push, which is hard to take. And it was true. I mean, that's what I've heard anyway. They kind of glossed over. I mean, watching it, did they bring the VAR thing up for
no,
Ekitike or not?
At that point, what are you talking about for their goal?
For the Ekitike's goal compared to our goal.
I can't remember if they brought it up, but I'll tell you what, when we scored our goal, the one time Ben put his headphones on was to hear what they were talking about why Richarlison's goal
could be ruled out.
And as soon as he picked it up, it was like, no goal given. But you look at the build-up to that goal, there is nothing wrong with it whatsoever. Like, literally nothing wrong. At one point, I thought we might have had a penalty.
You mean our one?
For our goal.
So they were just checking it for ages?
Yeah, they were just literally, for no reason. Obviously, I know everything is checked, but...
Yeah, but they were... As though Ekitike, they got in with it very quickly.
Yeah,
Even though Tottenham, the players, were screaming at the ref. You don't look at it.
Yep.
All things THFC says no foul and was booked for complaining. This is a still image of Ekitike with his hands in the back. There, you can see it from behind the goal as well. A clear push. Spurs Army says Tottenham fans' response to going 2-0 down. Don't often hear that at Spurs. It rarely happens. Only games of note that it was that kind of atmosphere after conceding was the freak match against Chelsea in 2023 and the Frankfurt quarter-final. It felt different in the ground tonight, and it's hard to put a reason on it. Performances like that only buy a manager time, which I'm not against considering the current market out there. Given our current run and our home form, it was very weird tonight. He's saying it was weird how supportive the team were. And this was the fans' reaction to Spurs going 2-0 down. This was literally them walking back to the centre of the pitch as the second goal went in, and it was just a lot of support from the fans, which you rarely see, do you? You
Correct.
Look at that. You can see. Wait, play the video. You can see all fans encouraging everyone else to start chanting, supporting the team. Maybe it's just because they acknowledge the fight they're giving with a man less. Well,
that's it. That's it. I mean, you and Ben have had this conversation. We've had this conversation. When it comes down to it, it's like the chicken or the egg. It's like, should the players be putting something on the pitch for the fans to get behind, or should the fans be non-stop cheering to push the team? And yesterday, you could clearly see, they could see that Spurs were trying to give everything down to 10 men and then to 9, and they responded.
Lily White Leak says, yikes, what's the point of VAR? That's a view behind the goal. You can clearly see just that push there from Ekitike. Like, in real time, you can just really see it, can't you? You can see how Romero, how his head gets thrown backwards. You can see how in the back, it's very clear push there from Ekitike. I don't really understand how... that isn't given a foul, but you can see all the players as well absolutely fuming. I don't know what that steward's doing there. It's like he's Jesus. Look at that. He's raising his arms. What is he doing? Take a look at that steward. The goal goes in, and he's...
it's like a scarecrow.
He's like wrestling move, or like one of those, like the Undertaker. Raising arm like the Undertaker. Or the... what was the guy called in Game of Thrones?
I don't know, never watched it.
The Ice King.
If you say so. If you say so.
Something like that. I can't remember what it's called. The Ice King, I think it was called. I can't remember. Yeah, very weird. I don't know what he's doing.
Stretching.
He's stretching.
Doing a bit of yoga.
Weird time to stretch. Anyway, people complain. Billy T says people complaining about our performances today need to get a grip. Yes, they're a bad side, but got to take the positives in a 3-0 win against West Ham. We're all City till July. And then, but this is what you were talking about. Kong108 says, by the way, Brendan Johnson is held by Kirkes at Tottenham's last chance in the 100th minute. If he wasn't, he was very likely could have been there for a tap in. Just saying. And look, he was inches away from it. Is he being held here by Kirkes? You can see he wasn't far away. So it did impact the play here.
It wasn't even looked at.
Look, you can see his shirt pulling, a bit of a shirt pull there. And he did drag him down. Why was that not looked at?
Put it this way.
Why was that not
shirt
looked at?
pulling and dragged down.
And look, he was inches away from it.
You look at it, that's shirt pulling and dragged down, but then you look at Benton Core at Newcastle, where there's a 6.5 where they're wrestling each other,
And they give the penalty.
they go to VAR, whether people believe it was a penalty or not, but VAR called the referee over. How this wasn't even looked at is just insane.
All right, well, that is the reacts. Let us know in the comment section below everything we discussed today. And that is it